On today's edition of the Met Report,
the Health Center of Auraria hosting cooking lessons for students.
The city's food banks are put under much greater strain.
The Denver NAACP hosts a prestigious civil rights gala.
An update on MSU Denver's hockey team.
All this and more, starting right now.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the Met Report. I'm Sassy Montenegro.
And I'm Noah Block. Today is Friday, March 1st. Thanks for joining us. We have plenty to cover, so let's get started. The Health Center of Auraria hosts a variety of cooking lessons for students once every month. This past Tuesday was one such class.
That's right, Noah. Students learned how to cook a dish for themselves or even the friends or family. Our reporter Tyson Sintas covered the event and learned what these gatherings are all about. Let's take a look.
Cooking with Purpose is held here once a month on the Aguirre campus. It not only teaches students how to cook healthier, but also on a budget.
This month, students who attended the event learned how to make midwinter bean chili, a dish that contained a variety of vegetables like celery, onions, and carrots, as well as, of course, beans, specifically pinto and black beans. The chili not only had healthy ingredients, but it also had ingredients that were budget-friendly for students, such as off-brand vegetable oil and beans. Options like these are available in the food pantry, Rowdy's Corner. Students who come to these gatherings range in a variety of skill levels, some from just starting brand new to having some skills in other dishes.
I'm living on my own for the first time in a while, so this cooking class is a good opportunity for me to learn some skills.
Yeah, I'd say like some pretty new. I've experimented a little bit, but pretty much.
Although she was not at the event Tuesday, the cookings are hosted by dietitian Natalie Novak, who is a registered dietitian at the health center. She worked on making these dishes healthy and budget-friendly. These events occur every last Tuesday of every month. The next gathering takes place March 26th. The next dish that will be made is homemade tortillas. For information on how to attend, signups are available in the MSU Denver's event calendar under the Cooking with Purpose tab. Over here at the Hospitality Learning Center, I'm Tyson Sintas with the Met Report.
Summer is right around the corner, and with it comes a line of students trying to register for classes over the break. Priority summer registration started this Monday, February 26th, and is currently open to students who are seniors and juniors in terms of completed credit hours, as well to certain scholarship programs like Rigel. And today will be open for sophomores who have 50 or more credit hours. And finally, March 6th, anyone will be able to register for summer classes, which will begin June 10th. For those of you who are close to graduate, commencement only happens in the spring and fall semesters. Currently, you can apply for summer graduation, although there is no ceremony. This can be done by going to the Student Hub, then clicking on the Graduation tab. If you have any further questions on graduation or classes, the Registrar's Office can help you answer them in the Jordan Student Success Building.
Last Wednesday, a policing awareness and education workshop took place in the Tivoli. The event aimed to inform people about their rights when interacting with law enforcement. Guest speaker Jonathan McMillan, director of Denver's Youth Violence Prevention and Colorado Gun Violence Prevention Offices, is a Denver native and former MSU Denver student. While addressing the importance of building relationships between law enforcement and the community for better health and safety, he also discussed trauma's impact on police interactions. McMillan provided examples of responses to police encounters and discussed constitutional rights such as the Fifth and Fourth Amendments. He noted police system improvements since the 90s, but reminded audiences to know their rights and referenced the Central Park Five as an example of the importance of silence.
Welcome back. Due to the recent growth of immigration to Denver from outside the country, the city's food banks have been put under much greater strain.
That's right. This has led to unorthodox measures in cutbacks and spending. I investigated the problem myself to find out the roots.
It's no secret that Denver has been receiving more migrants from south of the border these past few months. And while the city certainly hasn't turned them away, there have been concessions from all ends. Just a few weeks ago, Mayor Mike Johnston announced there would be cuts to the Departments of Recreation, Motor Vehicles, and the Clerk and Recorder. Though this decision has received pushback, it hasn't stopped the influx of new people from impacting social services.
This is Metro Caring, one of the largest food banks in the Denver area, and possibly the one hit the hardest by the new shift in population. Last month, it saw thousands of visitors.
Metro Caring and other food banks around the Denver area have resorted to methods like emergency bags, which provide those in need with enough food for several weeks, and hopefully enough to last them until wait times decrease. The problem is that the banks don't have enough bags to provide to everybody who needs them, and in fact have started to discontinue the program, suggesting that the flow of migration has grown even bigger in the last month or so. However, when I spoke with Juan Sebastian Olivares Campos, outreach coordinator for Hunger Free Colorado, he said that the issue has been going on for years before the migrant crisis began.
This system and those food banks and food pantries were collapsed and were having problems even before the immigrant crisis. They were having problems since COVID-19. In this case, this like wave of immigrants, they're coming here a little bit too late to United States. However, Venezuelans are not giving problems to the system. The system was already suffering from COVID-19, and this is they're trying to get some help to everyone, people from here and also from other parts of the world.
Without additional funding, it's unclear how distribution centers can keep up with the tide of demand. Whatever the case, though, Juan and other volunteer food providers will remain dedicated to those they serve.
We should start as neighbors, we should start to take some solutions in our hands, and also requesting solutions to our politicians and our representatives. However, right now the resources are very limited and not enough.
A statue in Denver's City Park representing Martin Luther King Jr. was defaced last week in a possible hate crime. The large bronze plaque bearing the famous words, "I have a dream," was stolen and vandalized on the afternoon of February 18th. Days later, on February 27th, Dr. King's plaque was recovered and returned to the artist, Ed Dwight. Dwight stated that he will continue fundraising efforts to have more lighting and security in the spot where the monument is located. Now the Denver Police Department wants your help to find the two suspects who are responsible, Herman Duran and the other, who remains unidentified.
This week, Brother to Brother coordinated a discussion titled The Code, which focused on the dangers and pitfalls facing young men of color. Once again, Jonathan McMillian featured as a guest speaker, providing an interactive space for the men in the room and touching on topics such as masculinity, media influence on identity, manifestation, social media, mental health, and generational trauma. McMillian also talked about his own experience and related it to current issues. Our reporter Jacqueline Bautista was able to speak with the architect of the event, Sheldon Solis Manis, and got his perspective.
Sometimes society puts these images, whether that be like the media, the government, even our own family members in the community, kind of affect our way of thinking, in the sense that sometimes we're viewed as, criminal or violent or not very emotional. We're emotionless in a sense. And I think that Jonathan McClain did an excellent job in kind of explaining how we empower ourselves with I am kind of statements. I am a Black man in America. I am a biracial man in America. But what can I say even more to further value myself?
Reinforce a positive image of what it means to be a male person of color.
The ongoing migrant crisis is creating even more challenges this week, as Mayor Mike Johnson announced Wednesday that some shelters will be closing down in the near future. Over the next month, 4 shelters will be closed, 1 per week, in an effort to save $60 million in the city budget. Mayor Johnson clarified these remarks by saying that no one will be kicked out of these shelters. They will simply be moved to other ones. In Denver, migrant numbers peaked in December, but the city has seen that surge slowly taper off over the last 2 months. While closing and consolidating these shelters might help in the short term, there are no clear projections as to how many migrants will be entering Denver in the coming months, or how the city could account for another influx.
Well, don't go anywhere, because after the break, we have Tyson with Politics.
See you there.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tyson Sintas with all the latest in politics. Let's get started. On February 16th, the Alabama Supreme Court ruled that embryos created through IVF should be considered children. After multiple frozen IVF embryos were destroyed at an Alabama hospital, 3 couples sued the hospital for negligence and wrongful death of a minor. Originally, the case was dismissed. The couples appealed to the state Supreme Court, and the first verdict was overturned. The court proceeded to rule that the charge of wrongful death of a minor does apply. As a result, multiple IVF clinics have paused their treatments, and lawmakers have been scrambling to propose bills to protect IVF clinics so that treatments can resume. The Denver NAACP hosted a prestigious Civil Rights Gala, which happened last Thursday. Anticipation was high as community leaders, activists, and citizens eagerly await this momentous occasion, celebrating the ongoing fight for equality and justice. The NAACP, America's oldest and most prominent civil rights organization, continued its legacy of advocacy and empowerment. Through grassroots mobilization, legal action, and community outreach, the NAACP remains steadfast in its commitment to achieving social justice and equality for all Americans. Held on Saturday, the gala saw guests such as Denver Mayor Mike Johnson and Lieutenant Governor Diane Primavera spoke on the importance of civil engagement and civil rights. The event featured the Colorado Mass Choir and singer Kenny Lattimore, and proceeds go directly towards the NAACP's mission. More of Indigenous advocates and MSU alumni have united to form a groundbreaking advocacy group fueled by deep-seated sense of responsibility to give back and empower others. Voices of the Land is a new Denver nonprofit seeking to harness the power of collaboration, innovation, and compassion to drive meaningful progress. Drawing upon their diverse backgrounds and the expertise cultivated at MSU and the University of Northern Colorado, this dynamic collective is primed to tackle pressing social, environmental, and economic challenges head-on. From championing education reform to spearheading environmental conservation initiatives, their mission knows no bounds, and they encourage students to get involved with the movement. With each member bringing their unique skills and perspectives to the table, the impact of this advocacy group promises to be nothing short of transformative. Well, that's all we have for today in the world of politics. Stick around, because up next we have Laryss with sports.
What's up, everyone? It's the one and only Laryss Rodriguez, bringing you all the news in sports. Let's get started. Following a strong run in Utah during the ACHA Regionals Tournament, taking down Texas and host Utah State, your MSU Denver Roadrunners club hockey team punched their ticket to St. Louis for the 2024 ACHA National Tournament. Celebrating every player's skill and determination, including ACHA All-American players Dylan Romano, Soren Bredesen, and Tanner Calderola, makes a significant milestone for the team. The Roadrunners will host an alumni game this Sunday in Westminster and begin preparations for the upcoming national tournament starting March 11th. MSU Denver is ready to showcase their heart and skill, continue their momentum, and make a statement nationally, competing against some of the top teams. For extended highlights, interviews, and behind-the-scenes content, follow MSU Denver ACHA Hockey on Instagram and check out our new sports show, The Summit, on the Met TV YouTube channel. Tying their highest victory total since the 2015 to 2016 season, MSU Denver men's basketball took down Colorado Christian 81-72 with 4 different players scoring in double digits. Forward Caleb McGill and guard KJ Garrett were fundamental in the Roadrunners' victory, both shooting 8 for 10 from the field and 100% from the three. Their efficient scoring and playmaking abilities leading the Roadrunners as they outscored the Cougars 47-35 in the second half. The duo's stellar performance was crucial in securing the win, showcasing their skill and composure under pressure. And their impressive shooting percentages were a key factor in their dominant run. The game ended with 23 points for McGill, a career-tying best 21 for Garrett, 15 for Lacey Jr., and 10 for Props Allison, boosting them to 18 wins on the season, matching the program's most in 7 seasons since they went 19-11 in 2016. The Roadrunners currently sit as the number 4 seed in the RMAC. They will take on nationally ranked Fort Lewis tonight and host senior night tomorrow evening against Adams to wrap up the regular season. The NBA season is in the home stretch headed out of the All-Star break, and the Denver Nuggets are fighting for the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, locked in behind the stellar play of Nikola Jokic. The Nuggets dropped 3 straight heading into the break, but since returning, they've noticed 5 double-digit victories against Washington, Portland, Golden State, and Sacramento, as well as Miami. Their engine, of course, is the superstar big man and MVP frontrunner Nikola Jokic, who is putting up averages of 24 points, 16 rebounds, and 14 assists in the last 4 games. His co-star Jamal Murray has been regaining confidence after dealing with shin injuries heading into the break. With the top of the Western Conference hotly contested between Denver, Minnesota, and Oklahoma City, this final stretch will be crucial for the Nuggets to secure home court advantage in the playoffs. Well, that wraps it up for the sports segment. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel for updates on all sports. Once again, I'm Laryss Rodriguez. Now let's toss it back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Laryss. Well, Noah, I don't know about you, but I'm definitely going to go to those cooking classes.
Yeah, just a few days ago, I got accidentally shipped one of those HelloFreshes, and I felt like a 5-star chef doing that.
Wow,
So that was that's
good.
pretty nice. I think I might drop by there too. Well, thanks for joining us. We hope to see you next week, but until then, go to mymetmedia.com for information on our newscast.
And subscribe to our YouTube and stay up to date with all of the latest stories.
Goodbye, and have a nice weekend.